talk about the 6 steps of the Super Ask. The great news about this particular set of steps is that we've seen tremendous benefit to the people that we've taught and the people that have applied it. So step 1 of the Super Ask is to articulate the need. Why do you want to articulate the need? What we found is that many people, and especially women, will minimize their need even for themselves, and it eliminates their ability to actually express the need completely and clearly to the person that they're going to be asking to have that need fulfilled. So articulating the need for yourself will help clarify. It's also a tremendously powerful means of building your confidence around asking in the first place. Articulate what having that need fulfilled will provide you. When you further articulate your request, it adds dimension to it. It helps other people understand what having that need fulfilled will do for you, and it also provides them with an opportunity to adjust or add to the solution so that it more fully serves your needs. Now, they may have access to resources and tools and other people that can also make getting your need fulfilled that much more powerful. So have other people understand what you need more fully will actually help them be on your team more readily and help you more powerfully get that need fulfilled. Step 3 in the Super Ask is to prepare your request. Now, whether your request is a small request or a big request, preparing your request is an important step to helping the person that you're asking or the people that you're asking understand what it is you're actually needing. So for example, if it's a small request, you might want to sit down with someone that you trust and ask them the question. Ask them for your request and have them critique and get back to you on, is it clear what you want? Many people make requests and they're not terribly clear. The other person's left like, well, what is it you're actually trying to get? So you want to make sure that your request is actually very clear, and sometimes that's going to take rehearsal and it'll always be more clear with some practice. But say your request is actually a pretty big one. It may require something on the scale of an actual written proposal. So you may have to sit down and think, is this proposal going to be 1 page long, 3 pages, 10 pages? It depends, of course, on the request. In either case, whether it's a small request or a big request, this preparation goes a long way to getting you to a yes down the road. It also communicates to the person or people that you're asking that you're invested, thoroughly invested in your request. They'll take it seriously. That way, they'll be able to give you a more powerful answer, whether it's a yes or no or even a maybe. Step 4 is to make the request. You've done your homework, you've done your research, you've prepared your presentation, and most likely you've also rehearsed making the ask. Now, the next step is to put yourself in harm's way. You get to face being a little nervous, you get to face being maybe even a little overwhelmed to now dive in and actually make the request. Rely on your homework, rely on the research, rely on your preparation, and it's all going to help you put your best foot forward. So trust that as a process. Make that request. Everyone's going to know that you're invested, and it's going to give them the best chance to respond fully, completely with a yes or with a complete no. There we go. Dive in. Give it a shot. Step 5 in the Super Ask is to receive the response. This means that once you've submitted your request, you leave space for the person or persons that are considering granting or denying your request. Now, why is this little part important? Well, most people actually don't really consider this as a step in this process. Most people, once they make the request, they get impatient and they add more information. And that doesn't really help at the end of the day. What does help is to sit back and be patient and receive the response. Now, what is receiving the response? Well, they're going to give you a yes, or they might even give you a no. Or a third possibility is they may actually have other recommendations about how you might actually be able to get that need met, and maybe other resources to turn to get that need met. So you want to be ready for a yes answer, a no answer, or another type of answer that will still help you get closer to having that need met. So be ready to receive the response. Step 6 in the Super Ask is to assess if you got what you needed. Ask yourself, how many times have you actually gotten what you asked for, but realized later it wasn't actually what you needed? This, as a final step in the process, can help you make sure that you actually had your needs fulfilled. And if you realize that you didn't have your need fulfilled, you get to go back to step 1 and start the process over again. And I assure you that doing this 6-step process of the Super Ask will prove to be more efficient than all the other stuff you've been doing all this time. So let me offer you this. As we train and coach men and women in the 6-step process of the Super Ask, what we find is that they benefit greatly. And women especially benefit because it actually formulates what they're going to do. It creates it as a process that they can follow step by step by step. One of our clients had been asking her husband for months to clean off this back area behind their house. He was busy working on a project, and it just sat and sat and sat. And she admitted that she hinted, she beat around the bush, and she minimized how important it was to her. But she started to put together the 6 steps. The first step was she needed that area cleaned up. She also formulated why she needed it cleaned up and what it would give her access to. And in her case, she was saying, look, I need to do things, I need to prepare for a party, I need to have some guests over, and she explained this to her husband. And she explained this to her husband, who's incredibly busy, at like midnight. By 6 a.m., she went down, looked out the back window, fully expecting to see the stuff still scattered all over the place. And to her shock, surprise, and amazement, every single piece of his stuff was completely gone. It was completely cleared out exactly the way that she asked for it. And she was able to get started on her project. And she was amazed that just being straight and clear got such a powerful result. So I assure you that applying the 6 steps will dramatically raise the number of times that you get to yes, and you'll understand more powerfully if someone has to say no, that they get to be honest and they get to be clear why they can't do it. Maybe you need to ask somebody else. But the 6-step process works every time.